First of all, thanks the organizing committee for their kind invitation. Is it on? Yeah. Um, there are many challenges, but I would like to summarize it into four group of challenges in my setting. First of all, briefly go through the EB situation in Malaysia at a glimpse. Estimated worldwide is about, in a million population, there are about 11 to 32 people living with EB. Based on this statistic, with a population about 30 million in Malaysia, estimated there are slightly less than 1,000 EB children and people living with EB in Malaysia. But according to DEBRA registry, we only captured 10% of the moderate to severe, while most of the milder ones are not under our care. These are the four ongoing challenges in my setting, and the statistic leads us to the first challenge, which is how I'm going to get the 90% out from the community. Based on our observation, it's more of underdiagnosis than underreporting for two reasons, because of low and narrow index of suspicion. What do I mean by low index of suspicion? Low means that some of our clinicians never think about EB at all. For example, this is a case from southern part of Malaysia. We diagnosed her as EB for the very first time at the age of 23 years old. And the patient having regular traumatic and adhesive dressing in the first 23 years. And what do I mean by narrow index of suspicion? A lot of people look at the name of Epidermolysis Bullosa, means that EB must have blisters, early onset, and recurrent, and in fact affect the skin only. Yeah. Let's look at some of the example in which blister is not the main presentation. We have a family of 8 kids together with the 50-year-old father having EB pruriginosa, where search from head to toe only found one single blister somewhere over the hand. Another case of Dowling mirror. Most of the lesions are hyperkeratotic papules and plaque, including palmar plantar, keratodermal. Again, only a few new blister over area of trivial trauma over the hand. Another example of minimal blister with EBS with motor hyperpigmentation. Skin only. Many clinicians say EB, okay, refer to dermatologist and full stop, because they thought EB is limited to skin alone. And we know very well that some of the patient, skin infection is a minor presentation. And what killed this 2-year-old baby with LOC, laryngeal onychal cutaneous, is the stridor and recurrent pneumonia, and succumbed at the age of 2 years old, and with excessive granulation tissue. Again, early onset. Always people think EB is a genetic disease that must start to appear in the first few months of life. And we have a handful of cases that come to see us with infected eczema, so-called. In fact, it's a case of EB, simplex type. In fact, some of them start to get medical attention at the age around 16 to 17 years old, when they need to join national service, need to involve in a lot of heavy duty, heavy tasks. They start to see us for medical certificate so that they no need to join the medical at the national service. And this is a case of EB simplex. So my first challenges is how to improve, widen, and increase the index of suspicion. What we have done for the last 7 years is we go around to different major hospitals and also district hospital to increase the awareness and also knowledge of EB among our clinicians. Of course, in the lectures, the main highlight is to highlight to them that EB is not limited over the skin. EB may present later part in their life, and EB can be blisterless, especially in different form of EB, and over time, especially EBS Dowling mirror. So what is highlighted in the lectures is that EB is a genetic disease related to fragile skin, although blister is one of the most common presentation, but you can see blisterless presentation of EB. And of course, it's a condition that affects more than skin, affect other organs, as well as a significant psychosocial burden to the family. So based on this effort, we have another program we call finding kupu-kupu. Kupu-kupu in local language for butterfly. So in this case, we have found 7 cases of EB in northern part of Sabah and Borneo. So we have a camp there because from the doctors over there, they say there are a lot of cases of EB. For certain reason, the genetic pool produce a lot of EB in that part. Another extended family from central part of Malaysia. We have 8 people in the same extended family. The father, again, we diagnosed pruriginosa type of EB dystrophic for the first time at the age of 50 years old. Another 3 butterfly in northern part of Malaysia, diagnosed as connective tissue disease with poikilodermal, but with the help of Freiburg University, we make a diagnosis of Kindler syndrome. So these are some of the butterflies that we identified over the last 7 years that they have been misdiagnosed for many, many years. I'd like to thank A-Star from Singapore, Freiburg U from Germany, and Proudly Demuro from Australia for helping us to make a more complete diagnosis in terms of genotype, phenotype diagnosis for our cases. So far, about 1/3 of the cases, we have a full genotype, phenotype correlation outline. And we also, besides educating our clinician, we also educate and increase the public awareness by involving in the TV program, also in the news. And this is Mother of May. Yeah. And yeah, these are some of the effort that we have done. So the second ongoing challenges is lack of skillfulness and affordable dressing material, especially in the rural area. Before I back to Malaysia in the year of 2010, we have only one single EB team in the central part in the capital of Malaysia, which is Kuala Lumpur. Back then, the statistics show that only 10 to 20% of the patients have a chance to see an EB team by 4 weeks. Means that they have to wait for many months before they start to get to see the EB team. As a result, you can see there are a lot of them are poorly managed, coming with pseudomonas infection, infected wound, and some of the wound, in fact, induced by us, the medical staff, because of a poor trauma prevention measures. You can see all these not very considerate. I mean, all these traumatic. You can see, in fact, one of the child seen by Sharon together at the age of 3 years old. For the last 3 years, have been using a very traumatic wound dressing method without knowing the diagnosis. And because of that, our first strategy is to train more doctors. So in the year of 2017, we have now 5 EB teams stationed in different parts of Malaysia, and we managed to reduce the percentage from 70% to about 10%. I mean, most of them have a chance to see the EB team within the 4 weeks after diagnosis. And of course, we also use the EB rescue box for the patient that are far away, not stable for transportation. And we invited Sharon and May to share their expertise and experience in taking care of the kids with EB in different major hospitals. In fact, we start to share our information experience in Indonesia, in Singapore, in Philippines. The third ongoing challenges is lack of course, everywhere have this problem, lacking of financial and psychosocial support. Based on our evaluation of our DEBRA member, on average, they need to spend about $100 to $600 per month for a family with kids with EB. Unfortunately, I don't know whether this is a global scenario or in Malaysia. Most of them, at least 3/4, belong to middle and lower socio-economic or income group. In fact, only 5% of them earn more than $2,000 per month. And for this, our committee and myself, we have written 3 books on common skin diseases in children. We use it to get donation to fund our DEBRA activity, also in other programs. So over the last 3 to 4 years, we managed to get about $10,000 based on all these books that are used to get donation by selling the books. We also involved in a lot of social events. From the social event, we also get some fund to run the activity in in our DEBRA Malaysia. So these are the three main events. First, we buy the protein-rich and high-calorie proteins milk powder for our kids with EB, and also put them together every year for the last 4 years to make sure that they know each other, to support each other as an EB community or family in Malaysia. And this again is May mother, Khatijah, Puan Khatijah. And lastly, we have lack of a committed multidisciplinary team. We have a very humble start in the year of 2010 with the first EB team. Then we have May and her mother help us to establish DEBRA Malaysia in the year of 2014. And finally, we have 5 EB teams, 8 medical advisors, 3 EB nurses, and 1 committed nutritionist in the year of 2017. If you want to arrange them into the EB multidisciplinary support team, this is our chart, and still have many empty spaces in the EB support team chart. So there's a long way to go for struggling teamwork to a more committed, organized teamwork. With this, I'd like to end my presentation. Thank you very much.